Hi, thanks for tuning in to Medbed Updates, the brand new channel on YouTube and other channels as well, other platforms, designed to give you the latest updates on what's going on with the Medbeds. Now, in case you're new to Medbeds or the concepts of Medbeds, let me just give you a little bit of background. Medbeds have been spoken about for quite a few years now, but certainly in the last few years since 2020. They've come much more into people's consciousness, and lots of people are kind of waiting on Medbeds. Unfortunately, there's also a lot of misinformation and disinformation put out online, and this has caused a lot of confusion for a lot of people and led to a lot of anxiety, because this is really a health issue as well. Misinformation and disinformation about this subject can also be very dangerous. Because a lot of people are putting out this idea that, Medbeds are coming soon and all this kind of stuff. And essentially what's happening is that people are putting off regular treatments. This is very dangerous. We've noticed that there are some people talking online about Medbeds who essentially are very unscrupulous. And they are just leading people on for months and months, which is regurgitating the same old nonsense. So we want to put that right, and we want to try to keep this channel updated, keep you updated with what's going on, so you've got the truth about what's going on. And we're not here to lead you on. That's not what we're going to do at all. We're just going to keep you updated, that's all. And in this first video here, here's what I want to say first of all. Medbeds are definitely very, very real. I know people who have actually used Medbeds. But not really in the, it's not really open to the public as yet. These are more for kind of military, the military side of life, if that makes sense. So Medbeds are definitely real, okay? Very, very real. However, they're not going to be released here until the darkness on this planet is gone. And we're not near that point yet. Because if they got released, then essentially they will just get destroyed and taken away. So we have to understand that and be realistic. They're not going to get released yet. So if you or anybody you know are putting off regular treatments, especially because you're listening maybe to certain people online who are kind of, trying to lead you on and dangle a carrot in front of your face, that kind of thing. Please stop listening to these people. There are people out there who have been literally making a living out of talking about Medbeds, and it's pretty disgusting. And they're harvesting people's email addresses. They're just leading people on, just with pure hopium. But at the same time, there's nothing wrong with hopium, don't get me wrong. But when you have hopium mixed with, nothing to back that up, and at the same time you're, getting people's personal details and this kind of thing, and claiming to people that they should be registering with certain centres and this kind of lies, that's very dangerous. It's very, very dangerous. And that is what, unfortunately, is happening. So please, let's just kind of, get off to a good start here. Do not, under any circumstances, be giving your email addresses out or your phone numbers or any personal details to anyone online who's just going on and on and on about the fact that they're in contact with certain people and they can kind of register you at certain centres to get on the list for Medbeds. It's total BS. Total BS. And these people are very, very clever. They endear themselves to you. They tell you lots of stories about what's going on in their life so that you can get lost in their stories, and it makes you trust them more. And then you just essentially you feel like they're your friend or something because you've got to know them. But all they're doing is leading you on, and they know exactly how to do that because they're experts in leading you on and psychologically manipulating you. And at the end of the day, when you've got thousands of people listening to these podcasters, it doesn't take many of those thousands of people to respond by giving their personal details out and eventually parting with some money on the premise that they're going to get enrolled or put on a list to go to a Medbed centre. This is a scam. This is how these scams work. So that's the update in terms of us being careful who you give your details out to, and essentially not to do that. Do not be giving your details out to anybody. And again, the second part of that really is to, let you know that the Medbeds are real. They are very real, but they are not going to be released until all the darkness from this planet has gone, which hopefully will be in the next couple of years or so. And that may be disappointing to some people, but that's just the reality of things. So going forward, please, the other thing I want to say in this update is do not under any circumstances put your regular treatment off for any condition that you have. Do not put your regular treatment off. That's an extremely dangerous thing to do. Medbeds are not just around the corner. As I'm recording this, we are kind of mid-2025. They're not going to be here, and I would assume until, I don't know. No one knows, and let's face it, no one knows when they're going to be here. And if someone's saying that they know when it's going to be here, when they're going to be here, they're flat out lying just to try to get your attention so that you keep following them, keep listening to them, subscribe to their emails or whatever it is, and just get taken in by them. Nobody knows. All right, use your common sense here, please. So don't put off any regular treatment. Don't be pulled into any thoughts by any podcasters telling you that they know insider secrets about Medbeds, or they have access to Medbed centers or something. And there's other podcasters out there they're trying to pass themselves off as the experts by saying that, oh, Donald Trump has approved this or this in secret. And I'm here to bring you that information. That's just somebody, and there's a few people who do this, literally putting themselves, doing their own kind of news research and then just presenting the news. And what happens, which is often fake actually, but what happens is that you start to see that reporter as the expert. And it's usually that reporter who's also trying to get your details and trying to convince you that there's centers there and you should enroll, and there's registration fees and all this kind of business. It's very, very shady. It's very, very scammy. Please don't fall for this and recognize the tricks. I know maybe some people out there are desperate because they have health conditions, but the cold reality when you use your common sense is these Medbeds are not going to go away until the darkness has been eradicated from this planet, because otherwise the darkness would just destroy them, wouldn't they? Let's use a bit of common sense in. Okay, that's the update I've got for you in this first edition. I'll keep you updated, and unlike other channels who talk about Medbeds all the time, I'll try not to regurgitate the same old information for years and years and years, because I'll know that different people will be finding my videos and they won't know that I'm just regurgitating the same information that I regurgitated last year or whatever. That's what these podcasters do. Okay, I'm going to be keeping this real. I'm going to be keeping you updated, and I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. It's just going to be the truth, and it's going to be common sense truth as well. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.